Today we're skipping the usual canned goods and diving into the top 10 perishable foods you should grab if you're about to hunker down for a month or two. These fresh picks bring comfort and nutrition when you need it most. Think of them as your grab now list before locking the doors. Most require refrigeration, so this is for those with a working fridge and maybe some backup power. We're not just surviving on beans and rice, we're elevating your emergency menu. I'll show you how to stretch their shelf life and why each deserves a spot in your last-minute cart. This is about smart, short-term prepping for that initial stay-at-home stretch. Let's jump in. First up, milk. This everyday staple is more than just a drink. It's a foundation for countless recipes and a key source of nutrition in many households. Whether you enjoy it with your morning cereal, in your coffee, or as a refreshing glass on its own, milk is a versatile ingredient that deserves a spot in every fridge. It's a nutritional powerhouse packed with protein, calcium, and essential vitamins. But there's a catch. Milk spoils quickly if it's not kept cold. Warm temperatures can turn it sour in just a few hours, making proper storage crucial for both safety and taste. In the fridge, milk can last 5-7 days past its sell-by date if stored below 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Always keep it in the main compartment, not the door, where temperatures fluctuate more. The main fridge stays consistently cold, helping your milk stay fresh longer and reducing waste. When choosing between cartons and jugs, remember that cartons protect nutrients and flavor a bit better, but both are effective as long as they're kept cold. Always close the lid tightly after each use to prevent contamination and absorb less fridge odor. Want to extend its life even further? Freeze milk for up to a month. Just pour a little out first to leave room for expansion, then seal it tightly. When you're ready to use it, thaw it slowly in the fridge for best results. After thawing, give the milk a good shake. Separation is normal, but the taste and nutrition remain. While the texture might change slightly, it's still perfect for cooking, baking, or adding to smoothies and sauces. For longer-term storage or emergencies, consider shelf-stable options like UHT milk or powdered milk. These can last for months without refrigeration and are great backups. But today, our focus is on making the most of fresh milk in your fridge. Milk is essential for drinking, pouring over cereal, and as a key ingredient in countless recipes, from pancakes and cakes to creamy sauces and soups. It's a comfort food and a nutritional boost, so don't overlook it when planning your perishable preps. Use your milk wisely and always keep it cold for maximum benefit. Regularly check your fridge temperature and adjust as needed to ensure your milk and other perishables stay safe and fresh. With milk covered, let's move on to the next essential fridge staple and keep building your preparedness plan. Cheese. Delicious, versatile, and a morale booster. Whether you're enjoying a simple snack or elevating a meal, cheese brings people together and adds a touch of comfort to any table. It's not just a treat, it's a staple in many households, loved by kids and adults alike. When shopping, always choose block cheese over pre-shredded varieties. Block cheese not only tastes fresher, but it also lasts significantly longer in your fridge. Pre-shredded cheese often contains anti-caking agents and preservatives that can affect flavor and texture, and it tends to spoil faster. Hard cheeses like cheddar, Parmesan, and Swiss are your best friends for short-term storage. If you wrap them well, first in wax or cheese paper to let them breathe, then in plastic wrap or a sealed container, they can last for weeks, sometimes even months, without losing quality. This makes them perfect for stocking up. Soft cheeses, such as brie or goat cheese, are more delicate and spoil much faster. Plan to use them within a week or two of purchase and always check expiration dates. If you notice any off smells or visible mold, it's best to discard them to avoid foodborne illness. Freezing is a great option for hard cheeses if you want to extend their shelf life even further. Simply cut the cheese into usable portions, wrap each piece tightly in plastic or foil, and place them in freezer bags. Thawed cheese is best used for cooking, as the texture may change slightly. If you spot surface mold on a hard cheese, don't worry. Just cut off at least an inch around and below the moldy spot, and the rest is safe to eat. However, if you find mold on soft cheese, it's safest to throw the whole thing away, since mold can spread more easily through softer textures. Want to make your cheese last even longer? Vacuum sealing is a fantastic method. By removing air, you slow down spoilage and keep your cheese fresher for weeks or even months. Don't forget to label and date your packages for easy rotation. Cheese is concentrated nutrition and flavor, packed with protein, calcium, and healthy fats. Stock up on a variety of hard cheeses for the best results. They're versatile, satisfying, and can upgrade everything from sandwiches to casseroles. Remember, keep your cheese cool, properly wrapped, and ready to enhance any meal. With the right storage, you'll always have a delicious, nutritious option on hand. Next up, bread. Bread is the ultimate comfort food, warm, familiar, and satisfying. But in a bunker or any emergency situation, keeping bread fresh can be a real challenge. At room temperature, most bread starts to go stale or even moldy within just a few days, especially if the air is humid or the bread is left unprotected. That's why it's important to know how to store it properly and make the most of every loaf. Sourdough bread, with its natural fermentation, tends to last a bit longer than regular sandwich bread. To extend the life of any bread, keep it in a cool, dry place, like a bread box or a pantry shelf. Avoid the refrigerator, though. It might seem like a good idea, but cold air actually makes bread go stale even faster by speeding up the staling process. The freezer is your best friend when it comes to bread storage. Wrap your bread tightly in plastic wrap or freezer bags to keep out moisture and air, then freeze it. You can thaw individual slices or whole loaves as needed, and frozen bread stays good for up to 3 to 6 months. This way, you always have fresh bread on hand, even if you can't get to the store. If you want to take things to the next level, learning to bake your own bread is a fantastic skill. Stock up on flour, yeast, or keep a sourdough starter alive, and you'll be able to make fresh loaves whenever you want. Homemade bread is not only delicious, but it also gives you control over your ingredients and can be a fun, rewarding activity for the whole family. Don't forget about shelf-stable alternatives. Crackers, crisp breads, and tortillas last much longer than regular bread and can be used in a variety of meals. They're perfect for snacking, making sandwiches, or serving alongside soups and stews when fresh bread isn't available. For that soft, just-baked taste, freeze your favorite loaves ahead of time. Label them with the date so you always know what's freshest, and rotate your stock to avoid waste. Bread is more than just a side dish. It's a morale booster, a meal stretcher, and a symbol of togetherness. Sharing a loaf at the table can bring comfort and a sense of normalcy, even in uncertain times. Plan ahead, keep your bread game strong, and make sure you always have a backup plan for your favorite carbs. A little preparation goes a long way toward keeping everyone happy and well-fed. Now let's move on to another essential staple. Potatoes. Onward. Potatoes are nutrition powerhouses. Potassium, vitamin C, and energy. Store them cool, dark, dry, and ventilated. Think pantry or basement, not plastic bags. At 45-50 degrees Fahrenheit, they last 2-4 months. Warmer temps shorten that, but you'll still get weeks. Keep potatoes away from onions and sunlight to prevent sprouting and greening. Sprouts or green skin? Cut them off. Soft, moldy, or smelly, toss them. Raw potatoes don't freeze well, but cooked potatoes do. Freeze mashed, roasted, or blanched cubes. Thicker skin varieties store longer. Handle gently to avoid bruising. Treat your potatoes right, and they'll be a versatile, long-lasting prep. Onions are the flavor base for countless dishes and store well if kept cool, dark, and dry, never with potatoes. Mesh bags or baskets allow airflow. Yellow and red onions last 1-3 months, sweet onions less. Check for soft spots or sprouting. Use sprouted onions quickly. Once cut, refrigerate and use within a week. Raw onions don't freeze well, but cooked onions do. Sauté and freeze in portions for easy meal starters. Dried onion flakes and powder are great backups. For the first month or two, fresh onions will boost your meal's flavor and variety. Don't underestimate the humble onion. Eggs are protein-packed and versatile. Farm-fresh, unwashed eggs can sit at room temp for weeks, but store-bought eggs need refrigeration, lasts 3-5 weeks in the carton. Keep eggs in the main fridge, not the door. To freeze, crack eggs out of their shells, whisk and freeze in portions, great for baking and cooking later. Thawed eggs work best in cooked dishes. Pickled or powdered eggs are long-term options, but for a 1-2 month scenario, fresh and frozen eggs are your best bet. Eggs are essential for breakfast, baking, and more. Stock up and use smart storage to keep them fresh. Next, butter. Butter makes everything better, but how does it store? Salted butter lasts 1-3 months in the fridge, unsalted a bit less. For long-term, freeze butter in its wrapper and a freezer bag, good for 6-12 months. Thaw in the fridge as needed. Clarified butter, ghee, is shelf-stable for months and great for cooking. Salted butter is best for storage, but bakers may want both types. Butter is a prep essential. Freeze extra and consider ghee for backup. Let's move to protein chicken. Whole chicken is versatile. Roast, boil, shred, or make broth. Raw chicken is highly perishable. Refrigerate immediately, use within 1-2 days, or freeze for up to a year. Store on the bottom fridge shelf to avoid drips. Cooked chicken lasts 3-4 days in the fridge or months in the freezer. Roasting or boiling right away gives you ready-to-eat protein and broth. For shelf-stable meat, pressure canning is an advanced option. For a 1-2 month scenario, keep a couple of chickens in the freezer or cooked portions ready. Next, ground beef. Ground beef is a meal maker. Burgers, chili, pasta, you name it. Highly perishable. Refrigerate and use within 1-2 days or freeze for up to 4 months. Flatten ground beef in freezer bags for faster freezing and thawing. Portion before freezing so you only thaw what you need. Always thaw in the fridge or cook from frozen. Roasts can be frozen whole for even longer storage. For convenience and versatility, keep well-wrapped ground beef in your freezer. Now let's wrap up with a comfort classic. Hot dogs. Hot dogs, maybe not gourmet, but a comfort food that's quick, kid-friendly, and morale-boosting. Unopened, they last about 2 weeks in the fridge. Once opened, use within a week. Freeze unopened packs for 1-2 months. Rewrap opened ones tightly before freezing. Cooked hot dogs freeze well and are easy to add to meals. If they smell or feel slimy, toss them. Hot dogs can stretch other supplies and make familiar, satisfying meals. In a pinch, they're a practical, protein-rich treat. Let's finish up. That's my top 10 perishable foods for a 1-2 month emergency. These picks bring comfort and variety before you switch to long-term stores. Reliable refrigeration is key. Consider backup power for your fridge and freezer. What are your go-to perishables? Share your list in the comments. Download the PDF in the description for more shelf life tips, and subscribe for more prepping content. Stay safe, stay prepared, and eat well, even when times are tough.